Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, welcome to Q Brand. I'm Q Bro. So today we will go over if this car is the right car for you. So what we have here is the 2022 Ioniq 5. This is the preferred long range rear wheel drive version. It can give us 488 kilometers of range on a full charge. So as we all know, for the past decade or so, Tesla has been leading the charge in the electric car segment. When we think of electric cars, there really isn't any option. However, in 2022, we have a whole list of electric cars coming out from other car makers. So for example, the Ford Mach-E, the Volkswagen ID4, there's the Toyota BZ4X that's coming out later in the year, and then there's the Subaru electric car, there's the Nissan one, and of course we have our Hyundai Ioniq 5. So Hyundai have their own sub-brand of electric cars, naming them as Ioniq. This is the Ioniq 5 again. It can seat 5 people. So if you have, let's say, 2 adults or 2 kids, this is going to be a comfy ride. This car is the size of a RAV4. It's a compact SUV. Of course, this is completely electric. And then there's the Ioniq 6, which is the sedan. However, it does not seat 6 people. And then there's the Ioniq 7. That's the 7-seater electric SUV from Hyundai. It's roughly the size of a Hyundai Palisade, which is a mid to full-size SUV. So today, we're gonna go over all the perks and features of the car, charging, the price range, is it practical, just to see if this is the right car for you and your family. So let's get into it. So in Canada, we have 4 trims available. We have the Essential, we have the Preferred, we have the Preferred Long Range Rear Wheel Drive, and that's this model right here. And we have the Preferred Long Range All Wheel Drive. The Essential package, that's the base model. It costs $44,999, just $1 south of $50,000. So Hyundai Canada priced it as such so that consumers can get the $5,000 EV rebate. And if you want to get this model right here, the Preferred Long Range Rear Wheel Drive, giving you 488 kilometers of range, that will cost you $51,999. For the top of the line Preferred Long Range All-Wheel Drive, it will be $54,999. And then if you want to get the perks and features, all of it, it'll cost an additional $5,000 in a package, what they call it, the Ultimate Package. And let me tell you, this Ultimate Package has everything. If you're going for the Preferred Long Range All-Wheel Drive version, you might as well go for the Ultimate Package. For extra $5,000, you get all the perks and features of this car. So there's the Vision sunroof. Imagine you can, just when you're charging your car or going hiking, stargazing, right? And then there's the advanced heads-up display. Oh, that is awesome. It's safe and also it's futuristic. And there's the vehicle to load ports under the rear seats. Basically what that is the home outlets, so you can just plug in your devices like the computer and laptops or whatnot. And then there's the surround view monitor, so that's very handy when you're parking this SUV or any car for that matter. It just brings up the level of luxury, right? There's the sliding center console. Now that is a cool feature. With the Ultimate package, you also get the smart parking assist. And then there's the ambient lightings in the car, and there's a Bose surround systems. Just for $5,000, you're getting a lot of stuff. So when you're looking at electric cars, there are a few things that you're gonna wonder, right? For example, is it fast? Instant torque, right? Is it feasible in terms of range? And what do I charge? Well, how fast it is. So for the trims that we have here in Canada, the preferred and the essential, that goes from 0 to 100 in about 8.5 seconds. The preferred long range rear wheel drive, 0 to 100 in about 7.3 seconds. And then the all-wheel drive version, 5.1 seconds, 0 to 100. So next thing is, which is the most important thing, how far does this electric car go? So on a full charge, the preferred and essential model will give us 354 kilometers. Of course, these are all under ideal conditions, right? Without heat and whatnot. And the preferred long range rear wheel drive will give us 488 kilometers. This is the one that most people would consider because it's the highest range. And then there's the all-wheel drive version. It will give us 414 kilometers. Maybe it's because of the dual motor extra added weight that drops the range from 488 to 414. So it really depends on what you need. Do you want the all-wheel drive or the longer range? For most people, maybe they're gonna go for the 488 kilometers range version. So talking about charging, here is the Ioniq 5 key fob, and you see right here, if we hold it as so, the charging port will open. So this is the charging port right here. If we pull this off, this will reveal the DC fast charge, and we see there is these pixels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is about 90 to 100% charge. And usually when we charge, they recommend maybe just 80 to 90%, so the battery life can last longer. So where do we charge? I mean, you can charge outside, and normally what they have is the level 3 chargers, 50 kilowatts, and according to Hyundai, you can charge it in about an hour to reach a full charge. That's under ideal conditions. And of course, if you charge at home, the level 2 chargers, usually around 10 kilowatts, it will take you about 7 hours to charge. So if you plug in overnight, then it should be no problem. And then what Hyundai is advertising is the DC fast charge, that level 3. If you can find one, that's 350 kilowatts, then you can charge the car in 18 minutes from 10 to 80%. So let's close this charging port. All right, our first impression of this car. This car just looks amazing. It's unlike any other electric cars out there in terms of design. It's retro, it's futuristic with a 12.3-inch touchscreen. We'll get in further into that in a moment. Basically, this car is like a pixel car. It's like pixels everywhere, okay? There's pixels here in the headlights, the pixels here in the turning lights, there's pixels here, touch sensors, there's pixels in the rear tail lights, there's pixels on the steering wheel, there's pixels on the seat itself, pixels everywhere. And of course, you see the design of the car at the side. Look at that. It just screams that the car wants attention. You know, this is a family car, and yet it will grab everyone's attention. And it's not out there, but it's a mean looking car. It's something good to look at, you know. Especially when you look at the front of the car, it has like a mean face. Okay, so check this out. Another cool feature that this Ioniq 5 or Pixel car have is that you can actually use this car as a battery pack. So what Hyundai calls it is vehicle to load. So what you can actually do, let's say when you're out camping and such, you can bring an outlet, and then from that outlet you can connect your electric kettle or anything else that's electric, I don't know, your laptop or whatnot, or something to power up your portable projector and watch a movie. I mean, that's awesome, right? So this is a feature that this electric car offers. From my knowledge, its competitors doesn't have that feature. The Kia EV6, its sister brand, can also do that. Of course, with that said, you will need a special adapter, the vehicle to load adapter, to make this happen. As of right now, checking the Hyundai Canada website, we don't see a pricing for that adapter, but we're guessing it's going to be about $300 to $500 for this cool feature. So let's take a look at the Ioniq 5 steering wheel. So right away, when we look at the steering wheel, we see that there's no Hyundai badge. So that is something that Hyundai decides to do. They don't want the badge there. They want it to be as plain as possible. So instead, there's 4 pixels right here. Maybe put another one, so make it Ioniq 5. So it's pretty standard. This is not the yoke steering wheel that the electric car maker Tesla is going for. So here on the left, we have the volume rocker. On the right, these are the control for the adaptive cruise control. And then below the volume rocker, we have the drive mode selectors. There's eco, there's sport, there's even snow mode if you hold down the drive mode button. And another thing that we notice is that there's these paddle shifters. So most cars, they use the paddle shifters for gear selection, and that we're talking about the ICE cars, the gas cars. But in this case, Hyundai Ioniq 5, they're using it for the regen braking selection. So on the left here, we see that if you press on this, it will be increasing the regen braking. If you go all the way up, you'll be the I pedal. What that means is that when you let go of the accelerator, the vehicle basically comes to a stop right away, almost. And then the paddle shifter on the right, it lowers the regen braking. If it goes to level 1, it's basically you let go of the gas pedal or the accelerator, the car just coast. The other interesting thing is the gear selector that Ioniq 5 have. So the gear selector for this car is pretty cool. I mean, it takes a little to get used to, because most cars now is that you have gear selector at the center console, right? And then there's some cars back in the day you have gear selectors mounted right on the steering wheel. But in this car, how they want you to do it is there's a knob right here. You press on a brake, and then you can select drive, neutral, reverse, and then in order to park the car, you press a button, and before you let go of the brake, also press the electric parking brake so the car doesn't roll. So for the ultimate package of this car, you can actually slide the center console back and forth. So some neat things you can do when you slide it back is that you can go from the drivers to the passengers if you need to. And when this is all the way back, you can use it as a table or some sort for your laptop or something else, right? Anyway, that's only available for the ultimate package. So Hyundai, maybe in the future you can make this optional for all the other trims. So anyway, this is the armrest. Open that up. We have some alcohol wipes. So basically you can put some personal items in here. You can maybe conceal your wallet in here when you're up somewhere. Underneath here, you can put your other personal items like a bag or tissue box right here. And then we got the 2 cup holders, one for the driver, one for the passenger. And we also got 2 USB charging ports. That's good, but maybe USB-C? So no, that's pretty good still. So underneath that, we can rest your phone down here. And for the ultimate package, again, you get the wireless charging for your phone. So all in all, the center console is pretty well designed. It's a good height for the armrest. Good use of the space. Pretty good. So how do we start the car? One way is to press on a brake and then press this button right here. So another way to start this car is you press the lock button twice and then hold this button, and you will see the car starts up already for you. And we just enter and we are ready to go. For the climate control of this car, there's the physical buttons right here. Press auto, warmer, cooler, and you can press here to control where the air is coming from. Or just press auto right here. And this is a dual climate control. And got the fans, fan up, front windshield, the rear windshield. You probably need that because there's no rear window wipers. And then the other way to control the heat or the cooling of this car is through the 12.3-inch touchscreen. So climate is not as convenient, but this is how it looks like. It says outside 4 degrees, but it's pretty cold. Auto. And then this is for the seat and the steering wheel. Steering wheel, heat. For the seat, for the passenger seat. So here is the 12.3-inch touchscreen for the Ioniq 5. This thing is pretty responsive. Right off the bat, you see the EV, the battery state, 86%, 422 kilometers, right? And there's the vehicle to load. You can set it to the amount of battery power left after it discharges. You can leave it at 30%. Press the home menu. There's the phone projection. So once you connect the your Android phone or the Apple CarPlay or Apple phone, you'll become Apple CarPlay or Android Auto right here. Climate control. This is the control for your seats and steering wheel. Valet mode, quiet mode. Supposedly when you press on this, all the music will be up front, so it doesn't bother the passenger. So the passenger being maybe a baby or someone just sleeping. HD radio data, Doppler radar. And here's the setup menu. And here's the Blue Link, which is an app where Hyundai gives you 3 years complimentary in Canada. You can use the app to unlock and lock the door. It can be handy sometimes. We have used it a few times already without the key. And you can check the battery state of your car. And here's the audio system. This is pretty cool, very retro. So here's the volume control. If you press on this knob once, it turns off the volume, but if you hold it, the whole screen goes off. And something cool that you can access from here is when you press on the media and you select sounds of nature, and you can choose some nature sounds. Maybe you can use this when you take someone out. Stargazing? I'm not sure. So here, this is the gauge cluster for the Ioniq 5. And in the middle, you see the Ioniq 5 icon. Cute little car there. And it seems to be driving down a tunnel. On the left side of the tunnel, you see the speed limit. On the right side, you see the range. And that range can change in real time when you turn on the heating and cooling. So that's with the heat on. When it turns it off, goes back to 422. And it also shows you some information like the trip odometer, or how long the car has been on, the compass, and this right here will be the tire pressure as you start driving. And right there, that's where the adaptive cruise controls would be. And then we have the gear selector display right here: parking, drive, neutral, reverse, battery state, the regen braking level. Level 3 is probably the best. And drive mode. There's normal, sport, eco. And again, you hold down on the drive mode, it becomes snow. Here's the regen braking paddle shifters, or paddles. Here's the regen braking paddles. On the left is to increase the regen braking. On the right is to lower the regen braking. Alright, so Hyundai wants to go for the home away from home feel. So you know what? You can actually put this seat all the way back, and you can lie down when you're charging, and you can have a nap, or when you're stargazing somewhere along the beach. Imagine that, right? And with a Vision sunroof available for the ultimate package, oh, that is an experience. So, you know, if you have the money, go for the ultimate package for the all-wheel drive. All right, so how do we get into this cool car? So on the key fob right here, all right, the traditional way, we got unlock, right, and lock. And the other way is you can just put the key in your pocket. You just walk up to it, and then the auto flush handles, they would just pop out. And if you walk away, it will just close up again. And the other way to open the door is just press on this sensor right here. Alright, let's go over the back seat of the Ioniq 5. So, I am 5'7" and about 1.7 meters. So you see, there's lots of space above me, and there's lots of space in front of me. So for this car, we know that the wheelbase is quite long, 3 meters. You're gonna have a very comfy ride as a passenger and as a driver. Alright, so let's check out the back cargo space of the Ioniq 5. So again, this is the size of a RAV4 almost. It's a compact SUV, and you are gonna expect decent cargo space. You can fit one luggage here and one luggage over here. And then on top of the luggages, you could put something else, maybe a mini stroller. In the Kia EV6, there is a latch, I believe, over here somewhere, where you can fold down the seat and then you can load the cargo easier. However, in Ioniq 5, we don't see that, so that's a shame. Overall, it's decent. You go to grocery shopping, go barbecuing, or for a road trip, you can carry what you need. And so this is the